Welcome back to the 2023 Run Rabbit Run 100. I'm Jamil Curry with Mountain Outpost, here with my co-host Zach Marion.
What's going on, buddy?
Zach's two-time finisher of this event. Hey, we're having a great day out here. Packet pickup is in full swing, and we've got some great guests today. So we're now joined by Becca Orig and Georgia Porter. Welcome, ladies.
Hi.
Hi, thank you.
It's great to have both of you. Little info about each of you. Georgia, on the Air Viper Racing team, just won your first 100-miler at the High Lonesome 100. Congratulations. You've been crushing it over the last couple of years on the trails. Becca, you were second last year at High Lonesome 100-miler. You're from the Front Range of Colorado, and recently were fourth at the San Juan Solstice 50-miler, and both of you are running in the Hares race tomorrow, so welcome to Steamboat.
Thanks. Yeah, super excited for the opportunity to be here.
Me too.
That's awesome. Well, let's start off. Georgia, you just ran your first 100-miler in July. Here you are, towing the line to another one. Tell us about your journey to wanting to run 100 and then now wanting to do a second one so soon.
Well, I signed up for both of these way back when, so it wasn't like I made the decision after High Lonesome to sign up for this, which was probably good. I don't know if I would have made the same decision, honestly. Yeah, but I have wanted to do 100 for a while. I've really wanted to do one in the mountains, and so High Lonesome was just like such a natural option. It's such a gorgeous course. I really wanted to train on it. So that one was what I wanted to do. I won entry into this last year at the 50-mile, and so I just kind of had the entry. So I gave myself a few days after High Lonesome to let the memory of the pain kind of fade away to where I thought I could jump into another one.
That's awesome. So you're not a stranger to running up here.
No.
Perfect. How did High Lonesome feel for you? Did you have some lows out there? Was it pretty smooth? How did it play out for you?
I was just telling Rebecca that I went into it thinking, because I've never run 100 before, so I was like, 50 miles, I'll just go, it'll feel really easy, and then I'll start to get rolling after that. But the thing with High Lonesome is that's still like 16,000 feet of gain. It was 12 hours. It was so hard. So I felt like my spirit was really strong. I felt like my body held together pretty well. Mentally, I fell apart multiple times out there, so I had a lot of lows. My crew and my pacers were super, super helpful getting me through that, so that'll be a big change going into this one, not having that. But yeah, it was not a smooth day.
High Lonesome rarely is a smooth day. So congrats on the finish there and the win. That was fantastic. I was out there this year. You guys had a lot of weather that you got, like extreme heat, and then it was cold at night, which is also something that happens here at Run Rabbit. You're facing extreme heat swings. Tomorrow you're lucky enough that I think it's going to be just fairly chill, but that means also really cold up high. How are you preparing for that?
I feel like I run a lot better in the cold, so this race makes me really happy to know that it's probably not going to be as hot as High Lonesome was. I felt like I had a lot of training with the warmer temperatures leading up to High Lonesome, so I'm not worried if it does get warm. And to run in the cold, I'm just bringing a lot warmer gear. So I don't know if I should be planning any more than that. You should probably tell me some tips, but that's what I got.
That is exactly, plan on a full change into some warm gear. Once you go up high, you can drop 15 degrees very quickly, and that goes from cold to frigid very fast. So be ready for that for both of you guys. And tell me, how have you prepared for this race? How are you feeling coming into it? Do you feel like you've executed your training the way you've wanted to?
Yeah, I feel like my training's gone well. I can't really complain too much. I have two young children, 2 and 4, so every day is a balancing act, right? Like what I think I might be setting out to do one day for training might sometimes look a little bit different, and I just have to be flexible. But I put in a really good training block for this, and I'm feeling pretty confident going into tomorrow.
I love it. So something that gets talked about in this sport and in life in general is dad strength, right? You have kids, and all of a sudden you get this dad strength. Tell me more about mom strength. That's got to be, you've got to feel something from that.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I view tomorrow as a celebration. Like, 100 miles is hard, don't get me wrong. Like, tomorrow will be challenging, but I'm pretty much have made it to the start line at this point. So that's like a huge accomplishment. I've done all the training leading up to it, all the mornings of getting up at 3:30 and running before kids wake up. Like, the hard part's done. Like, that's kind of in the bag at this point, and going to just be drawn on all that strength. And tomorrow's a day dedicated to running. So I'm just really excited to party through the mountains tomorrow.
I love it. That's completely awesome. No stranger to sleepless nights, so that's going to be, you're familiar with that already.
I am. I mean, I got to say, 3 a.m.'s hard, whether you're waking up to feed a baby or you're running 100 miles. So that was one of the things that I could have executed a little bit better in High Lonesome last year. So definitely have a little bit stronger strategy going into this with caffeine and some different strategies for the night.
I love it. So something that's been brought up is, and you two are previous High Lonesome runners, so you understand this, that course has a lot of hiking breaks in it because it is so steep, so high elevation. This course, not so much. It's a lot of runnable uphill. Do you feel like that plays into your strengths? Are you excited about that, or would you prefer the more hiking?
We'll see. I don't really know. I think with my background of road running and doing marathons, I really do enjoy being able to run for the majority of the race. But I really liked High Lonesome. I loved having hike breaks. That was awesome. So I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's a little bit different, and I'm looking forward to the challenge. I've done a lot more actual running to prepare for this race instead of, High Lonesome, which was a little bit more hiking focused. I think there will still be some hikeable sections of the course to hopefully break some parts up. So I'm just looking forward to it.
Becca, I'd like to dive a little bit more into your background. Looks like you ran your first 50-miler at North Fork in 2017 and then went on to run Wasatch, your first 100. Tell us a little bit about how'd you get into this sport?
Yeah, I just kind of was always intrigued by moving quickly through the mountains. I had a dog that I went on a lot of big adventures with, and I live here in Colorado and just enjoyed covering a lot of ground in a day and seeing things that normally you'd have to backpack. So I decided to sign up for Wasatch. I knew kids were in my future, and I kind of wanted to, what I thought was check that 100-mile box. And then I had my son and was like, I would like to do another one. And so I was actually supposed to do High Lonesome in 2020, but we all know what 2020 was. So I had entry into 2021 and did a pregnancy deferral, which is why I kind of did it last year. So that's why there was those few years in between. Nice.
We heard from Georgia why she's here. What brought you to Run Rabbit this year?
Yeah, I think, I had a great time at High Lonesome last year. Really just enjoyed the day and kind of wanted to give 100 miles another go. And I wanted to see what it was like to do without a pacer. I think Run Rabbit draws a really great competitive field, which is exciting. So I'm kind of out here for that. I find the course really inspiring. It's not as mountainous, but it's still a mountainous course, and I love running through the mountains. And, I think it's important for my kids to see me set big goals and work every day to try and achieve them. And that, yeah, I'm mom, but mom can do some other pretty cool stuff too. So I think that's really important.
Mom's just not a fruit snack dispenser. She
Exactly.
does cool stuff too.
Yes.
I absolutely love that. And I was going to actually touch on that, what it means to be here out and have your kids on the course, to see you do this. That's always really special. Who do you have here crewing you over all night long? And what do they mean to you?
I have my main squeeze standing over there, my husband, Sean, who's my best friend. He's also my crew chief. He's really dialed. It was awesome to see him just in the zone at High Lonesome. And what was really cool is every time I got a pacer to join me, which was 3 different times the last 50 miles, the first thing out of their mouth was, "Oh my gosh, Sean is so cool. We're having so much fun." So he's just the best person in the world, and it's awesome to have him out here. And then I'm also going to have my other really good friend, Lauren, out here. She's driving in from Grand Junction right now. So her and her partner will be out here. So little team this time.
Nice. I love it.
What are some of the other names you are both eyeing that you're excited that are in this field this year, if any?
I mean, it's a huge list. I mean, there's a lot of really strong women here today. I mean, including Georgia. I mean, there's a lot of really fast women. I think any one of them is going to have a really great day, and I just hope I'll be somewhere in the mix.
Pretty much the same for me. I think what's really exciting is that there's this many Aravaipa ladies out here. It's pretty epic. I think there's 5 of us. Yeah, so I think it just feels like I have a bunch of teammates out there, which is really special.
Nice. That's awesome. Talk a little bit about that 50-mile race last year that you did. I know that race, we haven't talked about that with anyone else yet in our interviews. I know it takes a little bit of a different course, and it does start, I think, the second day, so kind of as the 100-milers are finishing. But yeah, how'd that go? What was it like out there?
Well, I remember starting, and it runs along for, I think, almost 10 miles of the course as the 100-milers are coming back. And I distinctly remember watching people staggering in and like various states of decay. And I was like, why would anyone
No one should
ever do 100 miles? And here I am. So that was an interesting experience. But the 50 was fun. It was towards the end of a really long season. I had just done Tushers, and my body was not feeling good, but I just wanted to squeak out one more race. So I started it. I was feeling really crappy. I was having some knee pain. I hit the turnaround at 25, knee pain gone for the rest of the time, and I was able to fly back, which was fun. The 50 isn't as competitive, but it was fun to get the overall win for the ladies. Like, no guys beat me, so that's always fun to represent in that way.
That we've talked about that a little bit earlier, and I want to get both of your opinions on this. The women's side of the sport is blowing up right now. The last handful of years, we've seen a incredible increase in not only women participation, but competitiveness overall in races. You're hearing a lot of women who are winning overall. What does that mean to you guys to be here and representing that, and to also have seen it over the years, especially as a mom with young ones at home? Like, what does that mean to you guys?
Okay. One thing that's really cool is I think that the numbers have been a lot lower for women in the 50 and the 100 plus miles because of a couple factors. One is because a lot of the stories don't get told, so I appreciate you guys letting us ladies talk about it and highlighting that. But also I think there's this funky thing that I've noticed where a lot of women often hear like, oh, you're running alone, or oh, you're running that far, and it's almost like you should feel unsafe doing it. But I feel like there's been this movement of women who are very strong stepping up and being like, no, it's fine. We can run 50 miles. We can run 100 miles. And that energy is contagious and it's inspiring. So I think the more women are stepping up and doing this, the more it will inspire other women to do it. So I think this wave is going to keep coming.
It's the empowerment era.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I think we're kind of almost just seeing the beginning of it, to be honest. I mean, you're seeing a lot more races pushing to have more female participants in the race, making the playing field a little bit more even. I think it's just going to be more and more to come. I think it's a really exciting time to be in the sport.
Couldn't agree more. It's fun. I have found myself the last handful of years at Western States and UTMB, like watching the women's side of the race. I'm like, that's the fun part. I want to watch what they're doing.
It is oftentimes the more competitive to view, for sure.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
and it's so much more fun. So thank you guys for being a part of that.
I want to touch, I don't know, we bring this up with a few guests, but the team aspect of this, I know some people are just kind of randomly throwing a dart against a wall, or maybe there's some strategy, but I know that is something unique on this. It looks like, Becca, you're with Drew Jennings, and then you're with Dave Stevens, who won here last year. Maybe talk a little bit about that. Is that something that's going to even be in your mind while you're racing, or is it just kind of like a bonus thing? Maybe it's a little extra money at the end of the day.
I think it's a fun thing that the race does. Like, I think it's fun to do. I don't know that it's like going to be on the forefront of my mind. I think Drew and I will probably run a little bit together, hopefully. But I don't know that, either one of us, that's like our sole focus.
I definitely threw a dart against the wall for this. I found out it was a team thing, and I went to the website and I picked the first guy and emailed him first, and I was just going to go down the list and email people.
Shoot your shot.
I did it.
That's what it was.
So
you've won this before? Okay, you want to be on a team?
So he wrote me back. He's like, let's do it. He wrote me back and he was like, do I have to run with you? And I was like, no, I don't think so.
He doesn't even know.
So we have no plan or strategy. I won't be thinking about it. It's just kind of a fun thing. Yeah.
Well, we'll probably be tracking it throughout the day. It'll give us something else to kind of focus on.
Don't let him drop.
Okay, definitely. Any closing thoughts? Anything else you want to share kind of heading into tomorrow before we wrap it up?
shout out to crew, anything like
I mean,
that?
I think, I got to give a huge shout out to my husband. I mean, he's my biggest support crew day in and day out, and I would not be here today if it wasn't for all the days that he took and helped with kids or helped provide me the support to get out the door or, listen to my crazy idea of coming up here and camping for a weekend. So I think I just owe him a big shout out. He's going to be my sole crew out on the course, so he'll be, I know, probably my biggest fan tomorrow. And then the good old grandparents, too. Shout out to them for hanging with the little people.
The little extra sacrifices make it that much sweeter
It does,
out there.
yeah, exactly. So
I think I already gave my husband enough of a shout out, but I think it's awesome that you guys are here doing this because I think this is the first time that it's been covered live. Yeah. So
yeah, for Run Rabbit.
I think that's so fun. It brings a different element of excitement to this event. So it's cool. Thanks for being here.
You bet.
Yeah,
we're excited to be out here.
Yeah, thank you guys for doing this. It's really cool.
Awesome. Well, best of luck tomorrow. We'll be watching.
Thank you.
Thanks.